Hey guys, did you hear the big news? I got laid off my job, so uh, luckily I picked up a few action figures shortly before I got that information, so it was too late. I sold a few items on Facebook and picked up some stuff that I saw that I was really excited about, and I'm going to show you what those items are, but I'm actually going to unbox them separately on 3 separate videos. So because I did an unboxing video on Finding Nemo, and I tried to sort of combine 3 videos into one just to save trouble for me, but I don't think people like that very much because it turned into like an hour-long unboxing video. So I'm going to try to do each one of these separately. So I'm going to show you what they are anyway, though, in case you want to come back. C-3PO Walgreens exclusive 6-inch Black Series with the silver leg. Marvel Legends movie version Doctor Strange. And Star Wars Rogue One Black Series 6-inch Director Krennic. So I got him at Target. I got Doctor Strange at Target, a different Target. And of course Walgreens. So I think I'm going to start with C-3PO because I'm really anxious to open him. So here he is. This is C-3PO, the Walgreens exclusive 6-inch Black Series figure. And what makes him exclusive is he's the silver leg version from the original trilogy. And Walgreens has this one, and the general release version has a red arm on that side, right? So yeah, I have a strong opinion on that whole idea, but let's open it first. Take a look at it. Before I open this guy, let's take a good look at the package here. Star Wars Black Series. And there's the figure, looking pretty nice. Just really exciting to finally get 3PO. We've waited a long time for him. And there's that great 3PO picture, and Hasbro, C-3PO. Don't know what that stuff means. Oh, age 4 and up. Okay, and on the side it says C-3PO. I know, and you really need to dust my computer desk. On this side, there's no number. It just says C-3PO. And then the back, you have same bit of information and art, and then you have a description of the character in several different languages, and all your copyright stuff. As a huge Disney fan and a huge Star Wars fan, it's very cool to see the Disney name combined with Star Wars these days, especially because they've been doing a good job. If they weren't doing a good job, it'd be embarrassing. But okay, so there's the figure. This is the Walgreens exclusive, and I'll tell you my first impression. Well, in person, I like this one really well. I did see the red arm version at a Target, and I hadn't found any of these Walgreens ones, and I really wanted the Walgreens one more, but I also want that Target, well, the general release red arm version. I do want it. And I do have a little rant about that I'm going to get to in a little while. And maybe you can predict what that's about. But this figure looks nicer in person. Well, you know what? It looks nicer in person than the red armed version. But let's get him fully open, and then we'll talk about that. And I'm gonna have to put I use my phone as my camera right now, and I don't have anything to put it on, so I'm gonna have to put it down and get this guy open off camera. I didn't say I use my camera as my phone, did I? If I said that, I meant I use my phone as my camera anyway. I don't remember if I said that right or not. But anyway, here he is. He's out of the package. He looks pretty gorgeous. I was a little concerned that he was going to look way too plasticky, or too just metallic painty, like not real. because I had seen some reviews, and in the reviews they had him with next to a Bandai version that was very chrome looking, and I thought that Bandai version looked incredible. But of course, a lot of the reviewers were saying they like this version better. Here he stands up very well. Yeah, a lot of the people reviewing this figure were saying they like the Bandai. They like this version better than the Bandai Chrome-ish one that looked very screen accurate. So I was surprised by that. But and I did agree on the eyes. The eyes looked way better on this one because they have painted some little highlights in the eyes here that really add life to it. And looking at the comparisons to the other figure, which I don't have, yeah, that looks way better. But honestly, I'll be straight honest, I really liked that chrome look of the other one. It really looked like the film 3PO to me. I do like this one a lot better in person. I don't know, I wish I had the red armed version already so I could put them side by side. Because what I remember about the red arm version is that the red arm itself just looked like toy plastic. I mean, it just straight up looked like toy plastic, and that was lame. I don't remember which arm is the red one, if it's the right or the left, but yeah, of course you don't have that problem with this. It's all metallic paint. The red arm was not metallic at all. I don't know if it was, I don't remember if it was very flat in the film, but boy, it looked like plastic though, the version with the red arm, which surprisingly is the more widely distributed version. But this one with the silver leg from Walgreens has been considered a really hard to find one. But I went into a Walgreens today, and I mean, I've been looking for quite a while, and I went in today, and it was Friday. It's when I'm filming this. Well, it's Saturday now. I'm doing this in the middle of the night, but I went in Friday during the day, and they had about 5 of them, maybe 4 or 5 of these, and they were just right there on the shelf there, and so yeah, I was very excited because I had been looking for this for a few weeks now, I guess, a couple of weeks at least, and yeah, he's gorgeous. I really do like this figure. I don't have my other figures out right now to compare them to. Let me see. I've got some like Rogue One figures over here. Let me reach over and get them. They're sitting right next to me. Probably not the best for size comparison. I have Jin right here. My big Star Wars crush. My biggest Star Wars crush ever. she's shorter than him, so that's good. As I've seen in some reviews, it looks like Luke is just a smidge taller than 3PO, and some people have said that's not screen accurate, but it's barely looked noticeable to me, and I didn't really have a problem with it. The reason 3PO, as you probably know, they made him a little shorter than expected, because they made R2 a little shorter than they should have, so he looks great next to R2. But all of my Star Wars figures are stored right now. I have a very small living space at the moment, so I usually don't have them out, but except for like my latest ones. But yeah, he looks good there. I like that comparison. Let's look at some of the articulation, and then I'm going to go into a rant about the whole silver leg, red arm thing. But we've got the that kind of rotation there with his foot, and yeah, it swivels also. I'm not an expert on toy reviewing, guys. I don't know all the terms at the moment perfectly, but I'm just doing this to, like, I bought it, so I thought I'd give you guys a look. And up here, and you can do that. What's really terrible about this one, though, is that there's no articulation at the elbow whatsoever, so you pretty much can only rotate his arm or spread it out like that. You want to put the elbow down like this to his side, you can't do that, so that does kind of suck. Let's see, his wrist does, yeah, his wrist moves like that. Oh, sorry, I'm going off camera here. And his hand rotates like that. I was looking at the figure instead of the camera. And there, yeah, you know, you just have this mad desire to push his elbow down, and you just can't do it. I hope I don't forget and break him at some point. And his waist does this whole deal, so that's good. Ab crunch. And his head, I wish it tilted to the side a bit. I keep going off camera. I wish it tilted more to the side, but get a slight head tilt. And not too, there's just not a lot of, it's just, you know, with the rings around his neck, you can't get too much movement from the head. You can turn it left and right, but as far as up and down and side to side, it's very limited. But that's fine. It looks good to me. He looks great. I'm not going to be like hardcore playing with him. I'm actually really happy with this figure. If I was comparing it to that like Bandai really shiny version, I like that really shiny version, honestly. I think it's just looks more realistic. This one looks more like a toy, but yeah, I mean, this has got gorgeous details. The wiring is very cool. I mean, he looks totally film accurate. He's just it's just that shine, you know, that's the material. I mean, it does look like a plastic. Well, I don't know, he does look like metal, but a little plasticky. I don't know, I think he looks great. Just in comparison to the other one. Everybody was preferring this one. I might prefer the other one, but I probably wouldn't get the Bandai one. It's probably way more expensive, and I'm not too big on mix and match with different, you know, toys from different lines, unless, you know, that character is only available in another line. So then I kind of have to mix and match. But like I'm getting the Black Series, so that's what I'm getting. I don't even get the 3 3/4 figures anymore, partly because I just don't think they're worth what they cost anymore. And I mean, I grew up collecting those, and I collected those all the way through episode 1, and then, you know, I never found them on clearance, and the prices they were coming out at were just a little too high, so I didn't get too many post episode 1 figures. But then they started doing Black Series, and I don't have all the Black Series, but I have several. Yeah, this is a nice figure. I like this figure. Let's see. Just do some quick poses here. His arms are so limited. I didn't really know how to pose him. I mean, well, his leg goes pretty far that way. That's weird. But yeah, he looks great. I'll be honest, I'm always going to have him pose like this, just standing there like that. That's how he's always going to be posed. I think he looks gorgeous. I'm really happy just to finally have 3PO, and I'm happy that it's not the red-armed one, although I do want that one. But here comes my rant, guys. Here's my rant about this figure. This is, I mean, it's really gorgeous detail and everything, but this is the Black Series. I mean, do you remember how this series started out? You would get Han Solo had extra hands that had gloves on them. Darth Maul had a whole extra head that had like a cloak piece. And now, look at this. Here's a figure that comes with 0 accessories. 0. And then I mean, I love Hasbro's Black Series, but Hasbro does a lot of figures that I love. But gosh, they have the nerve to release 2 of these figures at $20 a pop, which to me is, I mean, you know, to me that's a fair amount of money. I know it's just $20 to a lot of you guys, but especially now, right now. I'm unemployed all of a sudden, but I mean, $20 is not nothing to me. So, I mean, they could have easily had this figure with a red arm that you could interchange, and a silver leg that you could interchange, They could have had a satchel for or whatever it was that the big sack that Chewie carried him around in, and all of his arms could have and head could have popped off, so you could recreate that Empire Strikes Back scene where he's in pieces and Chewie's carrying him around slung over his shoulder. I mean, accessories. You could have had you know, the little communicator from New Hope. You know, they could have included some other stuff. I'm sure there's even other accessories I'm not even thinking of. It's a gorgeous figure. It really is. I love this figure. I mean, do I think the chrome looks a little cooler? Yeah, do I know that chrome type figure would last as long as this one? I'm not sure. I mean, it might not look good over the years. I have the original C-3PO from like the very original one, and I think he's kind of faded looking, and he had that kind of chrome material. I don't know if it's different now, but I mean, maybe paint is the way to go. This gold paint. He looks fantastic. I love him, but I'm really kind of pissed off about the whole let's sell them two C-3POs, and the only difference is one has a red arm, which we're probably not even going to see that red arm again in any other movies. But if you want to pose them with your Force Awakens figures, you gotta have that red arm. Oh boy. I mean, so I want that figure too, but there's so many figures that I need, and I really want to, I don't know her name, but I'm really excited to get the girl from Star Wars Rebels. I already have Kanan from Star Wars Rebels. I don't actually get to watch Star Wars Rebels because I don't have a Disney Channel. I just use Hulu and Netflix and stuff, and it's not on in any of those. but I'm excited to eventually just buy the Blu-rays. But yeah, it looks like a great show, and I want those characters. And I'm excited to get Princess Leia from A New Hope, especially now that I have 3PO here. The only Leia I have so far is Slave Leia, I think. So that kind of sucks. I really I need more Leias. I need that the Bush Leia. But was there any other Leias out? I don't remember if any other Leias came out. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, that's this figure, guys. Yeah, I'm just starting with the figure reviews, so I'm not gonna. I also don't like to like loosen up my figure too much by overdoing all the showing off the joints and stuff. I'm gonna always have this figure like this, probably. At most, I'll put his hand on top of R2, like that. And that's gonna be that as far as posing this figure, unless they ever release a Ewok throne for him to sit on. It's really weird the way his arm doesn't really go, you know. That's frustrating. The elbow thing is frustrating with the arm. I really want to put it down at its size a little bit. Can't really turn it like this. I hope I don't break it one day, just forgetting that I can't do that. But yeah, guys, this is a gorgeous figure. I love it. They really need to get back to putting all the sweet accessories in these figures, because I mean, they're $20 figures. They should have a little more than just the character, even though this figure looks gorgeous. You shouldn't have to buy a whole other figure just because he has a red arm. I mean, that should have been included in the box. A spare red arm and another gold leg should have been in the box. And you know, I can get by with the whole fact that you can't just pop all his limbs off and put him in the sack for Chewie to carry, but that red arm thing's ridiculous. Oh well, it is a great figure. I highly recommend it. Go to Walgreens now. Yeah, they had like 5 when I went. And that was like in the middle of the day on a Friday. So there you go. C-3PO 6-inch Black Series. Silver leg, Walgreens exclusive. $19.99. Very cool figure. Good stuff.